Alright, hi, my name is Marissa. I'm from It's Marissa Wise, and my channel is about my life and the chaos that ensues. It's about the fact that I have eczema, and I read fictional books. Yeah. hmm And I just kind of talk about my life a little bit. We're fine-tuning our content at the moment, but that's kind of what we talk about. Today is Sunday Funday, so I'm gonna try this new thing on Sundays. We're gonna see how long it actually sticks. Where it's just a Sunday fun day, and we're gonna talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about. So that's kind of gonna be the gist. I am going to be doing some embroidery, so that's my plan. Um, and yeah, so I'm just gonna yap while I'm doing that because I know how to talk. I promise. Okay, so on my most recent eczema journeys here, I have a little bit of an eczema breakout happening like on my neck a little bit, and there was something going on my stomach, but I don't know if that was just like dry skin or eczema, because like sometimes things are just dry skin and then sometimes things are eczema, and so I couldn't tell. It stopped itching, which is great because I was like, no, I cannot do eczema right now, I'm too busy. um so that's all of that. I new probiotics in this week, which is great. Um, yeah, so that's kind of it for my eczema stuff. I've been trying to get my tea in the morning with collagen because collagen is really good for your eczema. It does protect like your gut, and that's where eczema starts. So it creates like a gut lining that protects it from bad things. Um, so that's kind of like that. And then I suck at it. I won't even lie. I'm not sure how hard I really try either. My needle is being complicated. I try to get in like a protein shake that has another serving of collagen and also has glutamine, because glutamine is supposed, in recent studies they've found that it's good for you. So they are like, yeah, we should get that in. Hello everybody, welcome in. I'm just talking about life and eczema and everything, and so feel free to pop something in the chat. We're just talking about life and eczema and what it's like living with a wonderful thing that is annoying. So yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about. I'm trying to make embroidery too, and my string is being very complicated. Um, but yeah, eczema is not uber fun. We take a lot of probiotics in a day, and I currently am dealing with a little bit of an eczema outbreak, so that's not my favorite thing. It takes a lot of energy to fix it. So that's my eczema. My channel is mostly about talking about my life. It's a little chaotic. We're trying to fix it, but my life is chaotic, so there's not much there. But feel free to pop anything in the chat. This is kind of like my Sunday fun day, so I'm just kind of here to talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about. So, um, feel free to pop something in. This is what my embroidery looks like at the moment, by the way. We're trying to do an outline of my snail to make it a little more like fun, but my embroidery skills are not the best. We used to be really good at it. I took a class in high school, and then I graduated high school, and then I haven't done embroidery since that class. And recently I've gotten back into it, so that's kind of like what I do in my spare time when I actually have a moment to just do something. But how is everybody today? Are we enjoying life? Are we excited about life? Is anybody getting really weird weather? Because I'm having really weird weather. Like today it's raining, tomorrow it's supposed to snow. Yesterday it was sunny and 75 degrees outside. Today it's only supposed to be 55. I think tomorrow it's only supposed to be 35. It just keeps going down. And I like the summer. I'm ready for more like summer weather. I don't know about how y'all feel about the weather, but like I am a sunny person. I don't do well with like cold and inconsistent weather. I just need it to either be like consistently hot or consistently cold. Choose one. So that's my weather situation. how are y'all doing today? How's our weather doing? Is anybody enjoying their weather? Is anybody here a summer person too, or a winter person? What's our weather types? Both my mom and my brother very much enjoy the winter weather. And so they were not excited that it already is starting to like get warmer outside, but I can't. Shivering is my least favorite activity. Tanik, how old am I? I'm 19. Just turned 19 a couple weeks ago. How old are you? Welcome in everybody. We're just talking about life. Feel free to put something in the chat. I'm just kind of here yapping about random stuff, to be honest. So that's the goal. I am trying to also embroidery, so there's that. Hello, and Anaya. I think it's Anaya. Hi, welcome in. How are you doing? How's life going? Is anybody else having super inconsistent weather? Because I am, and I'm over it. Like, I'm a summer person. I'm ready for it to just be hot and not this weird hot, cold situation. It's not my thing. But how's everybody else doing? How's our lives going? Do we have any pets or anything fun happening in our life? What's going on? Sunday Funday. We're just trying to be here and have fun. I personally have a mule. His name is Chico, and he's sassy, and he likes the rain. So I actually fed him this morning, and he's currently just soaking up the rain, and he looks like a little warrior out there. But how's everybody else doing? How's our lives going here? There we go. Finally got my string through. It took me like 5 minutes to get this in here. Watching from New Zealand. It's 11:07 p.m. Well, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you. So you're from New Zealand. I'm from Hot Mess US. I'm from Hot Mess US. That's where I'm from. Where's everybody else from? So we got New Zealand, got America. What other time zones are we in? For me, it's like 7 in the morning ish. So that's my time. I'm kind of like, I gotta go to work later, and I don't want to. I am tired. I have a headache, and I don't want to go to work later. But, you know, we have to make money to live, and so we're going to do that. Got my string on. Woohoo. Now I'm going to finish my outline of my snail. It's exciting because I've been working on this embroidery. I have a lot of unfinished art projects. I don't have a lot of like free time, and so the only time I actually do any art right now is when I go live. And so I just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna embroider today. And then I have a painting in the corner of my room that I've been working on for like weeks at this point. And I add like one new thing each time I work on it. So like I went live earlier this week on this account and I added a blob. Just a brown blob. And yeah. So, you know, that's kind of how that works for me. But how is everybody's lifestyle like? What careers do we have? What's going on in people's lives? I just want to know. I'm nosy and I like talking to people. So, what's going on in your life? Do you enjoy it? Is anybody else in here into the arts or embroidery or painting or anything like that? I was definitely one of those people who was not into embroidery until like I took my class in high school, because on any TV show I watched, embroidery was always like a thing that, especially in the 1800s or before, women had to know to like, you know, get a guy kind of thing. And I was like, I'm never gonna learn that because I'm against it. And then I started doing it and I was like, this is actually fun. Thank you. Hi, Dan Sullivan. How are you? We're just kind of talking about life, and I went on a miniature rant about embroidery and how I actually ended up enjoying it when I didn't think I would. That's the topic at the moment. But how's your life going? What time zone are you in? Feel free to share whatever you're comfortable with in the chat. I am just here to kind of hang out and chat with people. That's the thing for today. So yeah, we're getting my outline of my snail. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's there. And then we're going to try to do a flower that's better than the first flower I did, because the first flower I did looks like Patrick from SpongeBob SquarePants. And that's not how we want our flowers to look. So we're just going to fix that and do a different flower at the top because we can. Oh no, there we go. So that's all of that. And then work is busy, living life. I work in my family business. We do social media and like digital marketing, which is really helpful when it comes to my own stuff. And I enjoy it. So I do that during the week. And then on the weekends, I work part-time at a winery, which is what I'm going to go work at later. So that's super fun. I get to talk to people. I'm an extrovert, so I just like talking to people. So that feeds that need a little bit. And then this week is uber busy. I think I have a meeting every single day except Tuesday. So that's nice. And all of that. I had to clean my room yesterday because like I just couldn't take it anymore. Hi Holly, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing? We're just kind of talking about life or whatever. So how's your life going? What time zone are you in? Feel free to tell me whatever it is you want to tell me. I'm kind of just here. Also embroidering. That's my gist at the moment, because it helps me stay focused on whatever's happening. Yep. So we're just doing an outline of my snail, and I'm going to have to, wait, I could do this. Here we go. So that's kind of how that is. I was talking about life and everything. It's raining here currently. I don't mind the rain. I'm just ready for like a little more sunshine. Sunshine and I are best friends. I just feel like more alive. When it's winter, I feel very like sad. Definitely has seasonal depression, but who doesn't? So we're getting out of that at the moment, which is great. So I'm also a reader. I like books. I specifically like spicy books at the moment. Like I do read other genres, but right now I'm just really into spicy books. And I have one that's a little weird, and I started it and it's really hard to read. I don't know why, it just is. So why do we think we are here for humans' existence? You know, that's a really good question, and I ask myself that very often when I'm trying to think about what my purpose in life is. And I'm not sure I have an answer. Like when I think about it, I like to think that we're all here to like learn something. And for me, I feel like I'm here to kind of learn how to be a little more, I don't know what the right word is, but like empathetic, really like people, get to know people, that type of thing. And I feel like once we die, we kind of just go back to wherever we originally came from. I don't know, like human existence is definitely a weird one. I think we all have souls. I don't really know how we got here or why we're here. I think we're just kind of here and figuring it out. That's kind of how I feel about it. But what do you think? Why do you think humans exist? What do you think our purpose is? That's a good question. I like that question. I think about it very often because I'm just kind of like, you know, on days when things already feel complicated and then something else gets thrown in the mix, I'm like, what's the point? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Like, and it can get very like exhausting too, of trying to just exist sometimes. And I do think that like having a purpose is important, but finding that purpose is very challenging. and all the things. Where is the why is this complicated? So yeah, that's how I feel about human existence and why we're here and everything. I don't understand where my end is. Okay, it's gotta have an end here somewhere. Um, yeah. Why does everybody else think we're here? Do we think we all have a purpose, or like, what's the, there we go. What's the vibe on that? I just think everything in life is like a lesson. That's kind of how I feel about it. Welcome everyone who popped in. Feel free to say hi. We're just talking about random things. Like we just talked about why we all exist. We're just talking about random stuff. And I'm also embroidering on the side because it helps me like do something. I lost my needle. There we go. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're doing here. What's a chore that we all suck at, by the way? Like, this is random, but like, what is a chore that we all just like are kind of bad at? Because I need to know if I'm the only one who's terrible at doing my laundry. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time, but it feels like it does, and so I'm very inconsistent about it, and I don't like doing it. It is my least favorite chore to do. Ever. I hate it. My embroidery string is being complicated, and I don't understand why. I love this so much. It's being overly annoying. There we go. Yeah. So just to, review. So what my channel is normally about is I kind of just talk about life or whatever is going on in the world. Specifically my life in the world. I kind of talk about my eczema. I talk about books because I'm a spicy reader. I don't know if anybody else likes spicy books, but that's my thing. And then I try to just talk about pretty much anything and everything, because it's a weird world out there, and talking about whatever helps me process through it, and I just kind of want to help other people process through it because there's just a lot going on outside in the world, and so that's kind of what I do. And at the moment I'm kind of just here and feeling very awkward because I don't know what to talk about, and so that's how that works. Although I do have a story. So yesterday at my winery job, because I work part-time at the winery on the weekends, um, there's a guy who comes in who's just weird. I've only met him like once before, met him like my second shift, and he is just uber weird, and I don't like him. And he's like just weird. But anyway, he was in yesterday, and I get when like you don't necessarily recognize somebody right away, but I knew very well who he was because like facial recognition, right? And he's like, I don't think we've met before, and I'm like, we definitely have. I remember you because our interaction last time was also very weird. And he's like, who are you? And I'm like, Marissa. That's who I am. And it's just like, you ever have people who are just creepy for no reason? Like there's like no reason to be weird or creepy, and then they are, and then it's just like ruins everything. And it's like that was me yesterday. I had that, and I was just kind of like, I avoided any interaction as much as possible because like no. And the other thing that happens at my part-time job is everybody thinks that I'm older than I am. So I've had people be like, what do you suggest for the wine? And I'm like, well, I can't drink, but this is what I've heard a lot of people enjoy. And I always get the same reaction of, how old are you then? And I'm like, I'm just 19, just a baby. And they're like, oh. I'm like, yeah. It's just always funny because because most people think I'm like 25, and I'm like, I'm 6 years younger than that, but thanks. It's just always like, age is one of those things that's always funny to me because you'll get people who look much younger than their age, or you'll get people who look much older than their age. And sometimes you do get people who look like right on the ball for it, um, but not all the time. And we actually had people come in yesterday who I think were trying to see if they could get their friend a drink who was underage. So we had to ID them, and we were like, yeah, you're underage, bro. Can't can't be drinking alcohol. So yeah, it's just one of those weird things. There we go. Ugh, I love embroidery, but like there are so many moments that take like a lot of patience that I don't have. I lack the patient gene, and so yeah. And now we're tying our knots. Has anybody in here done embroidery? Do we like it? Do we not like it? How do we feel about it? I like it ish. I like it when it's like entirely working and not giving me a lot of headache. That's what I like when it's actually doing. But we have this beautiful color. I don't know if you can really see that. We're gonna make a flower up in like this corner where I drew a circle because I can. That's, you know, it's about the only reason. Did anybody watch Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling? Because that movie is actually really good. I had a free weekend someday here, and my family and I were like, hey, let's go watch Project Hail Mary. And it was really good. So if anybody's been like on the fence about it, you should watch it. The way they filmed it and like kind of tell the story is just really cool because they go from like the present and the past and they kind of just slip back and forth. And I cried for probably like 30 minutes of that movie because there's some sad scenes, but it was a really good movie. Ryan Gosling's just hot, so there's that. We tried watching The Notebook again last night just because we needed a little more Ryan Gosling in our life. And I was just like, yeah, he's hot. I'm like, I need my own little Ryan Gosling. That would be great. I like him. I like, oh god, what is his name? He was in The Fall Guy. Most of the time I know exactly who he is. I'm having a hard time remembering what his name is. He did the movie with Sydney Sweeney. He was in the um he's in The Running Man. What is his name? Anyway, he's also hot too. I don't know why I'm struggling to remember what his name is. He did Chad Powers, the TV show on YouTube, not YouTube, Hulu. That was a funny show. This flower is going to be really weird, but it's fine. I love sneezing. It's great. I have a lot of fur babies, so their fur's always getting in my nose, and it's like just always there. I love them, but I'm like, dude, my entire nose can't just be filled with your fur. Just can't be that way. And so here we are, just with our embroidery, doing our thing, living life to the fullest. It's great. This is looking more like a firework than a flower at the moment. I'm hoping that the more I do this, the more it'll actually just look like a flower, because at the moment it's just looking like a weird little star firework sea creature situation, which isn't bad, but like it's not what we're going for. So I'm gonna hope that it changes here at some point into something else that's, oh my god, that is going to be different and good all at the same time. See, it's kind of like a firework going on there. Welcome in to everybody who popped in. We're just kind of here chilling, vibing on this, well, morning for me. I'm just doing some embroidery, and my flower at the moment looks like a firework, and I'm kind of just here. I'm a little awkward, but that's how we do it. We're just kind of talking about whatever works. So feel free to say hi in the chat, or put a topic in the chat, or a question, or whatever works. My channel is normally about eczema, life, my life, and kind of just that's what I talk about. I'm trying to refine some of it a little more, but that is the gist of what I do. And this flower is still looking a little weird. I can't even lie about it. But how is everybody doing? Everybody's weather. I'm just so ready for more sun. I like can feel like when it's sunny outside, I feel like I can just like taste the sun and like the happiness in the air. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but that's how I feel about that. I'm just tying my knot. You can't see it at the moment, but that's what I'm doing. Ouch. Oops. There we go. Boom. And we have my first part of my flower. It's great. I'm lying to you, but it's okay. All's well. Where are you? You're in the sunshine state? I am not. I am in the not sunshine state. I'm in the state that's cold. And we're finally getting some warmer weather. I'm more up towards Canada. And we're finally getting warmer weather. Everything's turned green. We're starting to see some leaves. But like on Monday, which is tomorrow, it's supposed to snow. I'm over it. I'm over the snow. I'm ready for like consistently 65 days, like 65-degree days with a little bit of a breeze and a lot of sunshine. I don't mind the rain, but like I would rather it be 65 and raining than 55 and raining, because there's a big difference, and I just am not about that life. I'm just ready for it to like be sunny and happy. But how's your weather going in the sunshine state? I mean, I'm assuming it's sunshiny, but do you have any like big storms happening? Because I know I've been to the sunshine state a few times, and some of those thunderstorms can be like really thunderstormy. We had a pretty bad one this week, and I guess it knocked down some trees. My road wasn't too bad, which is great, but yeah. You're heading to Jamaica tomorrow? Can't wait to relax, no storm so far. Yes, vacations and time to relax is very important for life balance. Are you taking applications for footstools? If so, I'd like to apply. I'm not sure I know what that is or what that means, but no, that is, I am not taking any applications for that at the moment. But if I do, I will let you know when they are open. At the moment, what I'm doing is trying to make embroidery, and my string is being continuously difficult. Like, it just keeps knotting, which is not how that's supposed to work. But it's because I made the string too long, and so then it's just like annoyed with me, which is fine, except that I don't have patience, and so we're just gonna cut that off because I don't have patience. There we go. Boom. Yeah, we're currently just embroidering, doing little flowers, and random stuff, because what else is a girl supposed to do on a Sunday morning at 7:30 in the morning, and just here. Yeah. Okay, I will definitely let you know if I ever need that or when I need that. The moment I'm just sitting on my bed, so I have my footrest all taken care of. Just putting my string through the needle here, maybe. Maybe I am. I love embroidery, but like getting the string through the needle is the worst. There we go, because it almost never really wants to go in, and it's very frustrating. But it's getting there. Oh, there we go. It's getting in there. You like it. And now we're just tying it off. Also, make sure to give you compliments while I start wondering. Hey, fair enough. I mean, compliments are the best. Who doesn't want those? That's the first time I've had anybody ask me to do that. So look at that. Had other interesting requests, but I've not had that one before. So apparently there's a time and thing for every new thing. It's very fascinating. Yeah, I have an entire like other internet persona, if you will, where I talk more about like my reading recs and everything, and I get some people in there who say some very interesting things, and I'm like, yeah, okay. It's a weird world out here. But how is everybody enjoying life? What's life like? I feel very awkward on lives, so if you see me with a lot of quiet moments, it's because I'm trying to figure out how to actually continue a conversation when I can't see people. That's what's happening in my brain. Um, but yeah, how's everybody doing? How's everyone's life going? What time zones are we in? I'm a hot mess US, because that's what it is, a hot mess. And yeah, I have a pet mule. He's part donkey, part horse. And his mom was the horse and his dad was the donkey. So don't ask me how that really worked out, because I don't know. And then I have some cats as well. I have an outdoor cat named Tiny and two indoor cats. One is named Fred Phoenix McWaffle House. That is his entire name. That's his real name. And if you didn't know, he's an orange cat. So that also adds to his entire personality as well. And then I have another cat named Polka. Her full name's like Pocahontas, but we just call her Polka. And she has a specific name for her coat, but I don't remember what it is. She's just adorable, and that's all that matters. It's finally starting to look like a flower. Holy cow. Insane. There we go. It's looking more like a flower and less like a firework, which is great because it really looked like a firework to begin with, and I did not enjoy that. That was not my thing. Boom. Trying to do this. Why can't I put this in here? So let me do it. There we go. Do I have enough? I do. One of the things I 100% wish to do, Outside cat? Yeah. So they just hang out. So first of all, the cats that live outside that we take care of aren't even really ours. Like we take care of them, but they're not we didn't get them. They also they were our neighbors. And then they just showed up on our porch one day and we were like, "Oh, hey, random cats." And so we started feeding them and everything, and then we didn't realize at first, and then we did quickly realize that they were actually our neighbor's cats, and we were like, "Hey, um your cats are over here, like what's going on?" And then there was a whole thing with that because they didn't like that we were feeding them, and I'm just like, well, maybe just take care of your cats, I don't know. So then they've been with us ever since that, and that happens like, oh, it's been a long time, 6 7 years ago. One of the outside cats I did have, his name was Simba. He recently passed back in February. But his partner, Tiny, still lives outside and just chilling. She's a little skittish, not just a little bit, she's very skittish. And before we got them neutered and everything, they had kids, and the cats that we have inside are their kids. We had two other ones. There was a black one named Onyx, he passed. Then there was another one named Tiger Lily that went with a good home. So we kept two of them. Have I ever read the Bible? No, I have not. I'm not a super religious person. I'm like halfway between spiritual and nothing a little bit. Like I think there's something out there. I don't know what it is. I think that's what I got on that topic. I think the Bible's cool. Like sometimes I want to read it just to understand like where people come from with certain opinions. Um, but in general, I've not read it yet for funsies or for religious reasons. I think I have a copy of the Bible, but I just haven't like read it. I have a book somewhere that talked about like Bible stories and simplified them so like I could understand them. But in terms of like the physical act of reading it, I have not. Well, I also get a little confused, honestly, about all the things because like there's the Old Testament, the New Testament, and I'm never sure where it all goes. How often should I be complimenting a serving under you? That's a good question. I don't know. However you want. How I don't care. Whatever works is the best thing. A lot of answers you give are in the Bible. A lot of wise understandings. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I grew up in a single mom household, so like there are certain things that I grew to understand, I think a little quicker than some other people. And my mom, she's awesome. I love her. We have a really good relationship and we actually own a family business together. So there's all of that, but she taught me a lot of things that like would be considered wise, I guess, for my age, like a lot of relationship advice and life advice. So, yeah, that's kind of where I get some of my stuff from, is because single parent households are good in terms of like there's a parent in the house, but it definitely forces somebody to grow up faster no matter the situation. I just want to make sure I meet your standards. Um, I mean, that's fair. I don't know. I'm not normally the person in charge on that type of thing, but let's see. Maybe like once every like 5 minutes. We'll go with that. How about that? Is that a good answer? We'll just say that that's the answer. But yeah, that's how that is for me. I always feel like weird when people ask me for time my age. I like how calm you are. Oh, thanks. Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just am who I am. I kind of like I can definitely most of the time I'm definitely not a hyper person, but I do have like energy and I just kind of just cheer most of the time. And like on my lives, I'm a lot calmer. Because like I don't feel the need to be like overly everywhere. God, how many hours per day am I? We'll go with 3, and you get 2 15-minute breaks. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're somebody who can be calm, like it's just very helpful in situations. Like I've personally been in a couple, not well, there was one life and death situation. It wasn't my life, but it was somebody else's. But I've been in a couple situations where like you needed to like be calm, and so it's like I took karate when I was younger, and one of the very first things that I was taught was like you don't panic in situations, because when you panic, then like everything just feels harder to get through, and like you can't think, and then it just becomes a problem. And so I just try really hard to just remain calm everywhere in my life, so that if I ever end up in another like situation of anything, I just am like already calm enough that I just am good. I can think about logical solutions and not like, oh my god, we're gonna die, because like that's never helpful in an actual emergency. Which is why like horror movies, I can never watch them for a couple reasons. One, like I'm not really into horror movies. They're all a little too scary. Like I don't mind scary things, but like I'm not one who enjoys being scared. So like I'm not big into horror movies. But the other reason I'm not is because all of the characters do like the same thing. They all just like freak out. No one makes any logical decision like, oh, there's something scary down in the basement. Let's go investigate that. Why would we do that? If there's something scary in the basement, why don't we just call like the correct authorities and leave that in the basement and exit the house? Want to speak? Nope, you can speak. I'm a conversationalist. If you don't speak, it'll be awkward. I like I can be chill in silence, but like most of the time I'm a conversationalist, so that's kind of how I feel about that. I'm so excited. My flower is actually turning into a flower. And the reason this is exciting is because I didn't think it would do that. I kind of thought it would just stay like a little firework forever. And I'm glad it's not. See? It's like, it looks a little weird. It doesn't have the middle part in there yet, but it is working on it. It's getting there. Okay, I feel like maybe it's good to go. Not sure how much more of this color I really need, because it's just kind of good. We're gonna add a middle color now. I'm thinking it'd probably be about doing like yellow or something, but like a deep yellow, because I already have a yellow on here, and I'm not trying to like copy the exact same yellow, otherwise it's just gonna clash. I don't like it. We'll take the goddess one on that. Because that's fun. I like that. So it's gonna look good. We're gonna do this yellow color for the middle of my flower, because I can. Free will. I did not drink enough water this morning. Does anybody actually drink enough water? I feel like I definitely don't. Like, I wake up, I drink water, and then I forget to do it the rest of the day. And it leaves me with, like, the headache I have now. And I'm like, bro, no. Alright, I think I'm good. I think it's done. I'm gonna go now. I'm tired. Bye.